The Finance Act 2020 made sweeping amendments in relation to the taxation of dividends. It has moved back to the old system of taxation, that is, dividends shall be taxable in the hands of shareholders. In this video, the intricacies involved in taxation of dividends are discussed in detail. Dividends are taxable in the hands of the recipients. After the amendment made by Finance Act 2020, dividends are generally taxable in the hands of the recipient, that is, the shareholder. However, where DDT, dividend distribution tax, has been paid under Section 115(o), such dividend is exempt in the hands of the recipients. In this case, if the dividend income is chargeable under Section 115 BBDA, such tax would be paid by the recipient. 115 BBDA is if the dividend is received more than 10 lakhs, then that dividend is chargeable. It is to be noted that the provisions of Section 115(o) are applicable to dividends declared, distributed, or paid on or before 31st March 2020. Likewise, the provisions of 115 BBDA are applicable to the dividends declared, distributed, or paid on or before 31st March 2020. Section 57, Subclause 1 deals with deduction against dividend and interest on securities. A proviso has been inserted in Section 57(1) to provide that interest expenditure shall alone be allowed against the dividend income. It is also provided that the interest expenditure shall not exceed 20% of the dividend income included in the total income. Thus, where in a particular previous year dividend is not earned, then the language used in section suggests that no deduction shall be allowed towards interest expenditure. Deduction under Section 80M against dividend income is available subject to the following propositions. First, the assessee should be a domestic company. Second, its gross total income includes dividend from another domestic company or a foreign company or a business trust. It should distribute the dividend to its shareholders at least 1 month prior to the due date of filing of return of income. If all the given conditions are satisfied, then lower of dividend received by it and dividend distributed by it shall be allowed as deduction under Section 80M. In order to avoid double taxation, it is provided that once a deduction has been allowed to the dividend distributed in a previous year, then deduction shall not be allowed with respect to the same dividend distributed in any other previous year. It may further be noted that benefit of Section 80M is available against the dividend on preference shares as well as the dividend of equity shares. Allowability of foreign taxes withheld in other countries in context of Section 80M. In the case of outbound investments made by the Indian entities, the challenge would be allowability of taxes withheld outside India, particularly in a case where the Indian entity is claiming the deduction under Section 80M against such dividend income. In such a case, one needs to focus on the language used by the treaty. Some treaties use the terms income chargeable to tax while some other treaties use the terms income subjected to tax. Apart from this difference, one needs to examine whether there is any other restriction in the treaty with respect to the allowability of tax credit. Comparison of option of dividend with that of buyback. As per the provisions of section 115 QA subclause 1 subsection 1, the domestic company resorting to buyback is liable to pay additional income tax at the rate 20% on the distributed income. Consequently, it is exempt in the hands of the recipient under section 1034A. Thus, while dividend income is taxable in the hands of the shareholder at the relevant rate applicable to the shareholder, the distributed income on account of buyback is taxable in the hands of the domestic company resorting to buyback at a rate of 20%. The decision of buyback versus vis-a-vis distribution of dividend assumes importance in a case where there are foreign shareholders, particularly in context of inbound investment. It is so because the rate of tax applicable to dividend as per many treaties is 10%. Thus, so long as the effective rate of tax of buyback is lower than 10%, it would be suggestible to resort to buyback. Else, the declaration of dividend would be suggested alternative. So folks, this was all on taxation of dividend after the amendment made by Finance Act 2020. In case you liked the video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.